Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if this happened to me, I would never see that house again.
No, I would never go back.
I would never go back.
I would never go back.
It wouldn't even matter. I wouldn't even question it. I would just be like, weird things happen. Done. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our 31 Days of Halloween here on our channel. We're so happy to be doing this. This is October 3rd. It is our third day of our third annual 31 Days. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are talking about another cult classic movie. One that came out around the time of The Ring being introduced into cinema. We have the offshoot kind of similar movie, The Grudge. The Grudge is a great early 2000s movie starring Sarah Michelle Gellar. It is really, really fun watch, but I do have a lot to talk about with this film because there are some things that didn't age well for me personally, but that's just me being really picky. So without further ado, let's get into it. Anthony, what did you think of this movie? Have you seen this before?
No, this was a first watch for me. This was a first watch. I knew about this movie, but I never had sit down and watched it. And this movie, it's got, to me, it's got pacing issues in terms of the story and time jumps. There's always issues with when directors do like time jumps and stuff like that. Things just don't get fully fleshed out for me, at least in terms of the characters and how they're presented in the story itself. I mean, it does present the story, but I think time jumps are kind of those things that are just like,
sometimes it's hard to pull off. It's hard to follow if not done correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I think that this movie definitely suffers from that.
And that's that's where this movie I saw a big problem with it. But other than that, the scare factor is there. I definitely jumped. There is some jump scares in this movie, and just anything with black dark entities when you're watching at night kind of brings the chilliness into you. Like, I don't want to go to sleep right now. And Sam Raimi kind of really pulled it off in this movie, in certain scenes, and we'll go into that in a second. But this movie was pretty good. And Sam Raimi, we already know his, he's got a resume of Evil Dead and everything else. He did okay in this movie.
He was the producer.
So, he was? He didn't direct it? Okay.
Yeah, he was a producer. Takashi Shimizu, he was the director of this movie.
Sorry about that, audience. I thought it was Sam Raimi. Okay. But, and he was involved in this movie, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, he was also the director of the Japanese Grudge as well, like the original movie that this is based off of, which is cool that he was able to direct both iterations of this movie. This movie, 2004, it was definitely a time of like experimenting in horror, and this was a really interesting. It has really good scary parts, and I do appreciate all the scares. I appreciate the setting because I love everything that's set in Japan. I think that's awesome. It's a very haunted country if people don't know, but I think that it brings a lot of that like horror out, and I definitely like the whole entity thing. I think that the plot is pretty okay. This is where my gripes get into it. So like I had told Anthony that I had some issues with this movie and we were going to talk about them. What I didn't like about this movie, I'm starting off with the things that I didn't like. The plot is kind of just why. So I get that this horrific event happened with this family. A spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen The Grudge. But going forward, we're talking about it all. This terrible thing happens. This husband finds out that his wife has a longing for, if not affair, Because then you're not really like sure exactly like what it doesn't present itself.
I think it presents it like at the very end of the movie.
but
like
even
it didn't
then,
even then it
really,
doesn't really do a good job of doing it.
Who is it? Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
He dies in the beginning of the movie. He's like, is that Bill Pullman? Yeah, it is him.
And you're just kind of like, oh, okay. And then he kind of like you get flashbacks to him later in the movie, and you find out like that he was the obsession of a Japanese woman who they had like. See, it's like it's still unclear thinking about it, like whether or not they had an affair or not. To me, maybe you guys know. If you know, comment, let me know. But this is just the way that I interpreted upon this watch. She was obsessed. Her husband found out that she was obsessed with this dude. He snapped. I don't know why he snapped so hard, but he snapped on her, murdered her, murdered his child, and somehow. Instead of him being the evil entity, is her. It's the wife that he murdered.
And then you have the whole thing with the cat.
And then you have the thing with the cat because he drowns the cat as well. And so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure that out. Like, why is she?
And then the little boy.
Why is she the evil lingering entity? So I was just trying to figure that out because she seemed like a nice person, even though she had an obsession for a man who was not her husband. Nonetheless, she didn't seem like she was like evil at all, someone to be lurking after death. But she turned into the Grudge creature. And Sarah Michelle Gellar is probably the biggest issue that I have with this movie because Sarah Michelle Gellar is a substitute caregiver who comes in because one of the caregivers doesn't show up to take care of the lady who is being haunted by the Grudge woman, and because she dies in the beginning of the movie. And she goes to take care of this lady, and creepy stuff happens. She sees the entity, and then the woman dies, and that should be it, honestly. Because why the hell would you go back and try? I have to know. I have to know why this is happening. The lady's dead. Your job's done. Like, why would you go back in that house? Like, you have no obligation and nothing holding you to do any sort of further investigation or anything out of your career range completely. So like that's my biggest issue is like, why did it matter to her?
I don't know. And then her boyfriend goes back there as well.
Yeah, well, he goes back because she's so obsessed with it. And it's like, why are you obsessed with this? Like, why you tripping?
And she was clearly, when she was in there with the older woman, she was clearly traumatized by seeing the entity like move across the wall. And yeah,
I'm just saying, like, if this happened to me, I would never see that house again.
No, I would never go back.
I would never go back.
I would never go back.
It wouldn't even matter. I wouldn't even question it. I would just be like, weird things happen, done.
Yeah,
like,
and it just, I don't know. It's just like go back into the time jumps because they clearly play a role in presenting this story. And then you have, Clea Duvall is in this movie as well. She plays the wife of the guy that apparently you have this little sequence where they're staying in this place and they say, oh, this is perfect for mom. Mom is the old lady that's pretty much possessed by the spirit, or, she's traumatized from it and she doesn't talk anymore.
Yeah.
She's still living there like the whole time. And it's just like, man,
it's a weird plot.
It's a
weird plot because it's just like, to me, it's like, why does this? Sarah Michelle Gellar is the main character. Why does this matter to you? Why did any of this matter? This whole movie could have been avoided completely. Yeah. So I respect to what it was doing though, because at the same time it has a charm. It has good scares. It has a good vibe, like scary vibe to it, because it's definitely playing off of like that like haunted Japanese culture, which I love.
It does have, like, I didn't mean to interrupt you earlier.
You're fine.
it does have some, good things about it, and that would be basically the cinematography in this movie is
Yeah.
where it really really shines for the time period.
I
Like,
also really like the detective story. I like his whole investigation. If he was the main character, it would all make sense.
for sure.
Like, but he's not.
Um, yeah, I really liked the look of the film was good. Like the credits like start off really really strong in this
Mhm.
movie. Like I thought it was really really good, and then it goes into like jump scares and stuff like that, which was why,
Mhm.
I mean, but they're executed great. I mean, like the cinematography is awesome. The
Dude,
shot
yeah.
selection with the entity, the shot selection with the boy, the shot selection when Sarah Michelle Gellar's walking around in certain parts of the house, like the score while for suspense building purposes actually really works with the cinematography, but man, the pacing and the writing and just all time jumps, if they're not done correctly, it just sucks. The
Yeah.
movie's just like hard to follow.
Yeah, but like all this negative stuff being said, like it's still good. It's still worth the watch. So like if you want to watch this movie, I do recommend that you watch it and base your own opinion upon it because it is good. It has good scares like we've been saying. Um I jumped once or twice. Like there's a one part that creeped me the fuck out with when the lady was under the blankets. Like when you see her face like under
Yeah,
the cover, I was like, "Whoa!" Like,
and even the sister, like the elevator shot when you see the little entity as they're going from floor to floor. I thought that
oh
was
yeah,
really
the
well
boy, the
done.
little
Yeah, the
boy,
little
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
And I thought that sequencing and that part was really fucking sweet. I thought that was really good.
Hmm.
Um
But I also I kind of wanted more explanation on the haunting itself because I've seen a lot of haunted movies. I've watched a lot of ghost stuff. I like paranormal stuff. Um, it just was like this entity is it attaches to people. It, does it attach to people or is it set in that house? Like, but it clearly isn't just set in that house because it goes into the apartment complex in the middle of the city. Like,
well, from where I was trying to figure this out, you get it in the beginning of the credits when they talk about spirits that are
un-
at an unrest,
yeah,
and you also get the scene where Sarah Michelle Gellar's with with the detective on top of the roof, and he talks about spirits that are unrested, and
yeah.
that's really all you get, like on that. Okay, well, I know that these spirits are at unrest. It's all three of them. You know
That's
what I mean?
that's what I mean. Like, it's like,
It's
what is
just
going
like,
on? I don't
okay,
know.
that's where it's confusing to me.
There are things, there are things, there are things. If I were to rate this movie, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Enjoyable. 3 is not a bad score for anybody who thinks a 3 is a bad score. 3 is a good score. It's more than half. Um, I think that it has some it needs some tweaking. I've said my critiques already for it, so I'm not going to reiterate. But yeah. 3 out of 5, that's what I give it. I think that you should watch it. I encourage you to watch it. I encourage you to form your own opinion. And I encourage to hear your opinions. So drop it in the comments. What would you give it?
I'm alongside you on this one. It's a 3.
Yeah.
It's a 3.
It's passable. It's
Yeah.
you know.
It
Um
does thing like I said, I'm not going to reiterate as well. It does think some things good, but it does a lot of things that are unclear.
Yes. And there's still sequels being made. The last sequel I think was made in like 2017 or something like that. I don't remember, but it had 2019. So maybe that one's better. Like I'm down to watch that one. So, more modern. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But since we've done our scores, guess what? It's our fun fact time. Fun fact, unlike the other Japanese horror remakes like The Ring, Dark Water, Pulse, and One Missed Call, this was the only film out of all of the others that actually remained in Japan instead of moving the story to America.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I do like that.
Before filming, the cast and crew went through a ceremony where they were blessed so that nothing bad could happen to them for the filming of this movie. That is a typical thing that happens when filming with paranormal horror. There usually is some kind of like blessing to happen because, as we've seen time and time again, for those of you who believe in the paranormal, for those of you who believe in the afterlife and etc., since the beginning of horror movies, such as like The Exorcist and stuff, bad things have always seemed to happen in filming these kind of things. So it's a very common thing for a practice to be held of a blessing of some sort.
Yeah, and I think,
So,
isn't it, well, in Japanese culture, and they did present that in the movie, like remember the
Mhm.
graveyard and the lighting of the incense and the candles and stuff like that,
Yeah.
saying um about
Yeah.
unrestful spirits that have not been put to rest.
Yeah, because like I mean, like you don't know what doors you could possibly be opening just by even like bringing a film to life. So it's common for the production team to bring in like professional priests, etc., to do these blessings. Um, Jason Burr and Cady Strickland on the set of the film, and both began dating due to their interest in Japanese culture. Despite not sharing any scenes together in the film, they eventually married 2 years later.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The open mouth, gasping sound of the ghosts was made by director Takashi Shimizu. So the snapping and popping sounds that accompany the appearance of Kayoko were made with a hair comb.
Oh, really cool.
Let's see.
I mean, like I said, there are things in this movie that are pretty cool. Like whole Kyoko scene, and Ted Raimi is in this movie too.
Yeah,
by
and
the
Ted
way.
Raimi, yeah.
That whole scene with her. So
was
that
cool
part
to-
was cool.
I love him. So like I was really happy to see him. Let's see. Takashi was eager to work on a remake of his own film as he saw it as an opportunity to improve and fix some of the perceived problems and flaws that were presented in the original film. Takashi. I think you need to rewatch this movie.
I think he probably made this movie a little bit more harder to follow maybe than the original.
I'm curious to watch the
know.
original, like
and
I really
see which
am.
one is a better representation of this
Yeah.
story, right?
Let's see. A sequel, which became The Grudge 2, was greenlit on the Monday after the surprise success of the first weekend's box office of more than $39 million. So successful opening weekend for this movie. As most horror movies do, because people like to get scared. So
It'll definitely scare you though. It
yeah,
does have that scare
it's
factor.
creepy.
Like, it is creepy.
Like if you're watching it in the dark with the lights off and the sound booming, like this guy, I know he is.
You get a home theater,
So-
yeah, and that just if you're in the you're in the mood and the atmosphere is set, like you don't want to go to sleep. Like I didn't want to go to sleep after this movie. I watched another movie like right after this one.
Oh, this is funny. Bill Pullman appeared in Scary Movie 4, a parody of this film. He played the exact same character that Peter Kirk is in this film.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then let's see, one more. Fungo Dining, the restaurant Doug works at, is an actual restaurant. So,
oh, you mean Sarah Michelle Gellar's boyfriend in the film?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an actual restaurant. All right, that is all of our fun facts for 2004's The Grudge. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and follow us on all of our socials at the Calvin Cam podcast or at Patreon. You can go and support us over there. It really helps out a lot. So come join our community, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
We will see you tomorrow, episode 4, day 4.